Straight Up 7, and we're glad you're with us here today on Longshore and McKnight on a Thursday morning. John Longshore, Barry McKnight. I think I've got there we go. You do it opposite. That's Barry right over there. It took me a long time. I was going that way for a long time, but now I figured it out. Use my right hand.
I've got a spot on my office wall that I know if I look at it, that I'm looking at you. So it says, basically, it's a little index card, and it says John on it. So, that's how it looks. It's the Brady Bunch. Look, we are live and ready on the Thursday show. Yesterday, if you wanted, if you partake, there's several things that you could have done yesterday.
Yeah.
You could have watched the Cure Bowl like I did. I actually, got to it right at kickoff. Then, it was while I was working on campus. And then I came home and watched most of the rest of it. John, I love football. I do. I love football. I just couldn't hang with that one. I just couldn't. Wife fixed a nice dinner. We get to spend time together, which I haven't had a lot of recently. And I didn't watch it to the end of Old Dominion's win over South Florida, 24-10. But I tried. I really tried. Okay, so South Florida has an interim coach there.
Yeah.
All right, South Florida had their starting quarterback. He was there. He was on the sidelines, but he wasn't dressed out.
Yeah,
because he's probably going to Auburn.
Ooh.
The Old Dominion quarterback, the Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year, he didn't play. I don't know where he was. Okay, so you had two backup quarterbacks who I'd never heard of before. One interim coach. They're playing in front of a half-full stadium in Orlando. Fine. It's college football. I love it. And I watched it, and then I thought, I'm not going to watch it anymore.
Whoa, see?
I'm done.
Rub it off on you.
It's like when you eat at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yep.
You're thinking, a lot of people are thinking, have I got my money's worth yet?
Sure.
I don't think I have. Let me go and get some bread pudding, or let me get some more of that prime rib, or, that seafood casserole or something.
Yeah.
But there are also people who think, I've eaten enough. I'm done. I don't want to overeat. I don't want to get fat, or I don't want to get sluggish or anything. So I probably could eat some more, but I think that's it for me. That was me yesterday with the Cure Bowl. Thinking, that's probably about as much as I'm.
See, that's where and a couple of notes here, but first of all, that's what having a little financial interest in the game keeps you engaged throughout the entire game. Now, did I watch every snap of every quarter? Certainly not. No, but did I pop in, pop out, pop in, and then, towards the end, I better pay a little bit more attention here towards the last 5-6 minutes, which I did.
But not because of the love of the game.
No. The second teamer for Old Dominion, I got to give him some credit. He was pretty gritty, took a big hit, didn't think he was going to come back into the game.
Quinn Hennick got the snot knocked out of him.
Thinking, man, this kid's, he's taking it for the team here tonight. You got to respect this kid. And did a good job. But there again, nobody showed up. Some of the players thought, I'm just going to take a pass on it.
They were kind of like me. They're, I think I'm full. I think I've had enough of the college football season for me. I'm going to go, where's my keys? Where's my phone? I'm just going to go ahead and pay my check and go.
I know this probably cost ESPN, $79.99 to put the game on. It doesn't cost them a lot. Why not put something new and on and, current to the day?
Yeah.
We've played enough poker tournaments on ESPN. People are tired of those. But I do wonder about the future of the bowl games. Nobody's going. Players are opting out. Don't really care.
Coaches are leaving.
They
had this is what college football has become these days. The starter for South Florida at quarterback, I can't remember his name. I remember the other kid because we played against him. They were telling the story at the beginning. Byron Brown's not playing. This kid gets his first start. He began his career as a quarterback at UCF, didn't get to play. Then he went with Alex. He transferred with Alex Golesh to Tennessee, and you didn't get to play at Tennessee either. Just never played.
Yeah.
Came with Coach Golesh to South Florida, and guess what? He didn't play there either. He graduated and got a job working somewhere. I think they said in finance in heck, I don't know, Spartanburg, South Carolina or something. And the coach called him up during the offseason and says, hey, man, we need a backup quarterback, and you got eligibility. You want to come play quarterback in college and get paid a little bit for it? Get your master's? And he said, sure. And so this guy who was just on the ground floor selling stock futures or something in Spartanburg, South Carolina, all of a sudden we're supposed to watch him play quarterback in a postseason bowl game. I got to admit, I didn't watch one moment of Delaware's win over Louisiana.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me on that one. I was out. Yeah, I was watching the presidential speech by that time.
See, and that's what I'm getting into. Delaware wins it. Okay, 20-13 final score. There you go. You could have watched. There was a presidential speech going on. Could have done that. That's a form of competition. Or you could have watched Alabama basketball.
Well, where could I have watched that? Because I was looking for it.
Yeah. They were playing at home.
Tough night for the South Florida Athletic Department, Barry.
Yeah, they lose the bowl game, and they lose to the Crimson Tide in basketball. That was on the SEC network, they say. I didn't watch a bit of it. It was not easy to watch. It was SEC Network Plus. Thank you. I didn't watch it. Yeah.
Wait a minute. They expected me to push this button, watch this wheel spin, log into this. Forget it.
Not doing
it.
Pretty horrible game. Alabama wins it. Alabama scores 100 again. They've done it like 6 times now. They beat South Florida 104-93. Choppy game. A jillion fouls in the game and all that.
There you have it.
Oh, there you
go. I did. On my phone. For some reason, my phone, and I'm not sure I like this, because like if I get in my car, it says 8 minutes away from so-and-so. I'm thinking, how does it know that's where I'm going?
And how fast I'm going?
It knows over time I go to these places at these time of days and these days and this time of the day. It also knows that I've obviously follow Alabama, Auburn, Saints, Pelicans, Troy, and, well, that's about it, athletics. Because every time there's a sporting event, I get an updated score on my phone. You
can change your settings, John. See,
but it's kind of fun. So I was seeing the scores of the Bama game pop up on my screen. I went, oh wow, this game's kind of close. And then it was tied at one time, and Bama didn't have a big lead at half. I'm thinking, what's going on here? End up winning by 11, but I'm not sure it's the type of game Nate Oates really wanted. But, you got these middle of the week, crappy teams. You've been playing Purdue and Illinois and Arizona and all these types. I mean, how do you get them motivated when the Bulls of South Florida show up?
Well, it wasn't a great game. Wasn't a masterpiece. Alabama's shooting percentage was like 55%. I saw that because they kept missing and kept getting offensive rebounds and putting them back in. Aiden Holloway was good.
Well, there's a change because they hadn't been able to get an offensive rebound all season.
South Florida is, I'll just tell you, they're not that good.
Yeah.
Head coach Brian Hodgson has some work to do down. The days of sitting around watching Kenny Chesney with Longshore are over. He's got to get to work.
Yeah, he's got to go to work
down there.
Yeah, kidding.
He definitely does. Or you could have watched the president. So you had options.
Sure.
Yesterday. And I only say that to bring this up. I've got a couple of bees in my bonnet.
Oh, I hadn't heard that one.
Birds in my saddle.
Yep.
One of them's with Philip Marshall. This is the only time since we've been together that I want to talk about Philip Marshall, even if John might not. We'll do that.
Are you talking about Thursday morning musings, links of interest, and more?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Just so you can get up. And I'm going to talk specifically about the paragraph subheaded "Made Up Anger on the Eve of Playoffs is meaningless.
Wait a minute. Let me. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go
I
ahead
haven't
and do
read
it. I
this
was going
yet.
to save it for later, but I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and do it now.
Go
Philip
ahead.
Marshall,
Yeah.
senior
looks
football writer, auburnundercover.com. He has a
Yeah.
whole bunch of stuff. Things
Mhm.
like thoughts on Auburn and transfers,
Mhm.
an awful tragedy takes a special person's life. That's Christina Chambers. God bless her. I saw a picture yesterday on Facebook. You can probably, Christina, of course, worked here with John at WAKA, worked in Birmingham, and tragically lost her life the other day in a shooting. She was very young, had a great future, young mother. The child's unharmed. I saw a picture from the SEC Media Days. I guess it was 5 years ago, John. You and Mo Carter and Adam Zucker. It was at SEC Media Days, and Christina.
Yeah, wow, I remember that. I'd like to see that picture. I remember taking that.
I'll grab it and I'll send it to you. But that's certainly worth watching. And then certainly worth reading. Then he says, quote, "Made up anger on the eve of the playoffs is meaningless."
Huh. Well, maybe if the team you covered was in the playoff, you'd have a better feel for it. But I haven't read it, so go ahead.
Well, he uses in this, he draws upon his expertise as a longtime observer and commentator on the football program at the University of Alabama in this one. I think we can both agree he has spent a lot of time, even though he is with Auburn undercover, he has spent a lot of time conversing and observing and talking about Alabama. He says, quote, "Alabama players are angry because Oklahoma players took pictures on the field after winning at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Okay.
Kirby Smart has the audacity, small a, small u, to say Georgia doesn't get the respect it deserves. Coaches everywhere love to tell their teams that their opponents did something disrespectful and must be made to pay. I understand that if it's a game that might be overlooked or taken lightly, but in the college football playoff, to believe Oklahoma players taking pictures is going to make Alabama players play harder in the playoff rematch is to believe that they weren't already going to play as hard as they could. To believe Kirby Smart's wild claim that the number 3 team in the final rankings hasn't gotten proper credit will make the Bulldogs play harder is to believe that they somehow need extra motivation with a national championship on the line. Players certainly say and do things their coaches wouldn't want them to say or do. If you talk too much and lose, it can be embarrassing. But in all my years, I have not seen a football game that turned on what someone said."
So let me think of a couple of examples that Philip has not written about. I don't know, Bruce Pearl doing the Crimson Crane at a basketball game, or
don't forget Tuberville coming off the bus, smoking a cigar or pretending like
running across the field holding up 6 fingers. How about that one? Or I can't imagine on the week of the mountaintop game that Pat Dye did not gather his team together and give him a speech somewhere to the extent of, these people think they're better than you. They think they're too good to come to your house to play a game. You need to show them what Jordan Hare's all about. They have avoided coming here for decades and decades and decades. And now today you have the opportunity to show them what Auburn football is all about. So don't let them treat you this way as you welcome them into Jordan Hare Stadium for the first time. I got to think it was something like that. But
would the Delta House have ordered 10,000 marbles? 1,000 would have done the job.
Probably so.
Before the big parade.
Yeah.
Would D-Day have driven the float so recklessly as he did? Would Chip Diller have stood in against the raging mob when he said, "All is well, remain calm"? If it had not been for Bluto's speech talking about Niedermeyer dead, Wormer dead, and
they're going to nail us anyway.
Or the Germans bombing Pearl Harbor? I don't think so. Sometimes a motivational speech is called for.
Yeah.
But to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to give a little extra for the old Crimson Tide today because they took photographs of themselves after winning on our
I've
field.
said this 1,000 times. You can talk and you can bring all this stuff up and whine and moan and bitch and complain. But as soon as that ball is snapped and you've taken that first hit to the chin, all that stuff's out the window. It don't matter. Whoa. You're not thinking about that anymore.
That guy just knocked the crap out of me. I ain't mad anymore about that picture he took on the midfield logo.
I got to go through 60 minutes of this. I got to get this guy. I got to figure out a way to beat this guy.
Bob from Pike Road on our chat line says, does this guy know anything about being in the CFP? The next time his team, Auburn, is in the CFP will be the first time. And the CFP is in its 12th season. Philip is letting his jealousy show. RTR.
I've never sat down and had coffee with Philip, but I think privately, I don't know if he'd ever admit it, but I think he's got a little burr in his saddle about the Crimson Tide. I think it goes back a long way.
Okay.
Back to the Bryant era, if I had to take a guess. But I have not read the column yet today, Barry. I was a little late coming in today, looking for some more toilet paper for the nose.
He's on his He's gone through more toilet paper than Auburn after the win over Mercer.
There's no doubt. I mean, I've been killing it. The problem is I've got so I go to the store yesterday and I use this stuff. It's really good. If you have a sinus pressure, I recommend it. And it takes care of sinus pressure, sinus headache, but it also relieves congestion. Well, I don't have congestion. I've just got the sinus pressure and headache. So, of course, it's relieving that, but my nose is like a faucet. Oh. And I don't need my nose to be draining. Is there some doctor out there that can tell me what to take that won't make my nose run, but alleviate the sinus pressure? I sure would appreciate it. Yeah, okay, I'll give you my Blue Cross number if you want to get some money out of the deal.
One that won't make him nervous, wondering what to do. Yeah. One that makes me feel like I feel when I'm with you.
But I don't know, man. I just cannot get this thing to quit running. But it kind of helps with the sinus pressure. I will give it that.
Lots to do today. Jason Caldwell, AuburnUndercover.com, where Philip works, by the way. Read his work. Yeah. Rodney Orr, the Tider Insider, on the eve of Alabama's first entry into the 12-team college football playoff.
And Barry,
tomorrow night.
Where's the excitement meter? Well, what level of excitement, anticipation, anxiousness are we feeling from the Tide Nation? Because I got to tell you, I ain't feeling it. All I'm hearing is, you think Alabama can win? When's the last time you heard Bama people walking around the streets going, you think Alabama can win? I mean, back in the golden ages, how much are we going to win by?
I tell you what, here's our plan. If we're up like we should be by 28 in the third quarter, what do you say we pair on out to Galette's or the Crimson Bucket or whatever it's. I don't know. Yeah, those were the days. We've got that all coming up. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range, 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown." Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You're not buying.
Hey, bro.
You're not buying sticks, stems, and pine cones.
This guy sitting next to me
You're buying
says,
premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the River Region, full of color that will last all season long. Kenny has locations in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn, and no order is too big or too small, from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. Pickup is available, or your order can be delivered. They can even spread your pine straw if you like. So call or text Kenny today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959 for all of your pine straw needs.
Okay, about 20 minutes past the hour on this Thursday. Hey, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends and associates to check us out, Longshore and McKnight. All you got to do is just hit the search bar, and it'll pop up, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple iTunes, you name it. We're all over the place in association with our good friends at Yellowhammer News. You can also check us out at yellowhammernews.com. Video content that's right up about the show each and every afternoon. So we appreciate it. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Here we go. I also had something I was going to talk about in the last segment, but John got me peaked about Philip Marshall. This week, this is where the rubber meets the road. Not tonight necessarily.
Meets the road.
You know, tonight's game, tomorrow night's game, Alabama versus Oklahoma, standalone game, two blue bloods. Oklahoma's a blue blood, right? Let me get the blue blood.
Yeah.
They've had Heismans, they've had Natties, all that kind of stuff. Okay, they're a blue blood.
Two blue Switzer, the whole deal, yeah.
There should be, kind of get a little bit of what John's saying, but there should be a lot of buzz about that game, right?
I've seen ESPN promoting it heavily.
Two blue bloods tomorrow night, 7 p.m. ABC. The winner moves on to take on Indiana. The loser packs up and goes home, right?
Yep.
But the real rubber will hit the road on Saturday. This is when you're really gonna figure out the hierarchy of sports in America. For the second straight year, two college football playoff first-round games are going to go head-to-head. This is the college football playoff. They're going to go head-to-head with NFL regular season games. Regular season. Do they mean anything? Probably, but not be-all, end-all.
Yeah.
The college games, okay, Tulane and Ole Miss play on Saturday. 2:30. They moved that game up. It was originally scheduled for 3. They moved that up to 2:30, a half hour. And the Oregon James Madison game, which is at 6:30, they've moved that one up a half hour. And the NFL has thrown a bone. They have moved their kickoffs back. Let's see. The 2:30 game will go directly against Philadelphia and Washington on Saturday. That's a big game for Philadelphia. Washington's out.
That game's at 4:00.
Yes, 4:00.
Okay.
Let's see the other one. Yeah, the Green Bay and Chicago game, that has a load of importance to it in that division. That is a very big game. That is on Saturday at 7:20. While Oregon James Madison is at 6:30 that day.
And I hate to tell you, everybody out there in TV land, and most of you already know this, but those two NFL games will outrate those college football playoff games
by
double?
Lot.
Double, maybe?
A lot.
I know it's hard to believe, but and then you can combine every bowl game that's not a college football playoff game, all those bowl games together. And I believe they would not outrate these NFL games on Saturday.
John loves this kind of byplay, behind the scenes, smoke-filled room stuff. According to, I guess it's Nicole Auerbach of NBC Sports, she says, quote, college football playoff executive director Rich Clark met multiple times with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and NFL Media Chief Operating Officer Hans Schroeder. He acknowledged that the NFL has long occupied this specific Saturday window and noted, quote, "We realize that the NFL has been playing on that Saturday for a long time. Our initial talks were to see how we could de-conflict," which is not a word.
Yeah.
We met probably 3 times to figure out a way to work through it, and this was, I think, the best we could do. You think? Goodell basically is telling them, look, we've been here for forever. You know, you want us to move for what? Why? It's our time.
I want Alabama to play Troy. Well, why? Well, we've been doing what we've been doing for a long time. Same with the NFL. We're not here to help you guys out.
Why in the world should we move our game, which has been here for forever, in December? For you, for what? For James Madison?
You know, we don't care if we play at 2:30 or 4 o'clock. We don't care if we play at 6 or 7:20. Don't matter. We're still going to double you in the ratings. It's fine. Yeah. Matter of fact, we'd rather play at 7:20. It's a better fit for us.
I can give you a couple of hints. Now, I don't know this for a fact, but the meeting was undoubtedly held in Goodell's office.
I would think so.
He's got one of those Bear Bryant set up offices where the executive director of the college football playoff is sitting in like a little Fisher Price chair on the other side there. And I think it's very possible that when Rich Clark said, "Hey, NFL, how about moving your game a little bit so we can wedge in our college football playoff telecast," I would almost guarantee that Goodell blew cigar smoke in his face. Answering,
I mean,
right?
Look, look, if you boys want to come down our block this week, go for it. We're not going to hold your hand. We're not going to welcome you over for milk and cookies. This is y'all made this decision. You deal with it. But we've been playing on Saturdays since the beginning of time. You know, we'll be nice and maybe wiggle our kickoff times, which actually we like better anyway. NFL games don't need to start at 12 noon. Been saying that forever. 4 o'clock NFL game, beautiful. Yeah, perfect. Yep. 7:20, great. I mean, I'm going to be at an NFL game Sunday. It's at noon. Not real happy about it, but I got to take what I got. They're not listening to me. 3 o'clock would have been much better.
All right. If John takes his rightful place eventually as the executive director of the college football playoff, and you're sitting there, coat and tie, scrubbed up, decongested, in front of Roger Goodell, and you make your point, "Hey, NFL, how about moving your important Saturday, December regular season games out of our way?" And Roger Goodell tells you, "What's in it for me?"
Yeah.
As any good business negotiation should include. Here's my presentation. Here's what I want first. This is what I'd like to see happen. And the other party listens closely, and the inevitable question comes, all right, what's in it for me?
Well, Barry,
what in the world do you have to answer Roger Goodell? We'll be happy about it. We'd be appreciative. Thank you.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, when the NFL, because the NFL regular season is not over till like the second week in January or something like that.
It goes into January, yes.
So if New Year's Day is on a Sunday, they're not playing the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day or the Cotton Bowl or the Sugar Bowl. They're playing it on the 2nd. I believe that's happened before. They're not going head up against the NFL on a regular season.
Yeah.
So I mean, why are they not playing all these games on Friday?
I don't know. I don't know why, how my sense of humor works. I mean, I thought Porky's was hilarious, but
I thought it was too. Mrs. Ballbricker.
Oh, she tells me, "Good God, are you deformed?" Anyway, to me, that's funny. I'm sorry, but it really strikes me. I was laughing when I was reading Nicole Auerbach's account of this. The college football playoff guy, we acknowledge the NFL has been playing on that Saturday for a long time. Our initial talks were how we could de-conflict.
Yeah.
Listen, Nicole, there ain't no conflict.
No, we have no conflict. Y'all
if
play
there
all
is
you
a conflict,
want.
it's because you're right there, and the NFL has always been there. That's like one of those little tiny Ewoks or something telling Jabba the Hutt, "Look, can I sit there?" That ain't happening.
So both those games are on Fox on Saturday. Of course, ABC
correct.
and ESPN have the college football playoff. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But there again, if it's a problem and the ratings take a big hit, I got to think ESPN and ABC are going to go, ooh, maybe we need to play this on a different day and not go head up with the NFL.
We need to go ahead and acknowledge reality and just get out of their way.
Yeah.
Here's me. Go ahead.
Knowing the type of person that you are and you don't want any self-gloss, I thought I'd throw this up on the screen. What about Crypto Crimson, Crypto Capstone giving you some very nice compliments this morning?
That's Bob from Pike Road. I love Bob. Our byplay has always been good. He knows ball. Yeah. He loves football, loves the Crimson Tide. And, he and I have good conversations. He said, Barry, I wanted to tell you, I listened to your broadcast this week in the bowl game. You are a great play-by-play guy. It was exceptionally done. Elite performance for sure, no doubt. Appreciate it very much, Bob. Thank you.
So, Barry, your name came up in conversation yesterday when I got a haircut. I don't know how we started talking about play-by-play guys. And my barber, who's been cutting my hair since I was 15, asked me about, did Barry do the games Monday, Tuesday night? I said, well, sure he did. Yeah, heck yeah. I mean, he goes, well, I know I thought it was a bowl game. I thought maybe the bowl game people handle it. I said, no. Alabama's radio crew will be out in Norman and this, that, and the other.
Correct.
So, yeah, he does it. And so we started talking about play-by-play guys and not getting the score, where the ball is, and the time on the clock. And I was telling the story that you told me about the hourglass, the egg timer.
Yeah, it's a 3-minute egg timer.
Fascinated by that.
If you ever look on my social media and you see my pictures of my broadcast setup, you can always look for the little 3-minute egg timer. Every 3 minutes, at least. I mean, you do it more. At least every 3 minutes, you give the score, turn the egg timer over, and when it's empty, you give the score again.
That was a great story. I said, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. But you'd always know what the score, where the ball is, and how much time's left in the game when you listen to Barry do the games. All right, what do you say we take a quick bottom of the hour timeout? Our man Jason Caldwell is in the green room, ready to go. Looking forward to speaking with Jason from Auburn Undercover when we return.
It's a lot to get to on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Pravel Carpet is the most trusted name in flooring in the River region. Ray Bowles and his staff have an extensive line of Mohawk, stain-resistant carpeting in all the latest styles and colors. Pravel Carpet also has hardwood, vinyl, and ceramic tile for all of your flooring needs. Professionally installed at the absolute lowest prices. Take advantage of cash and carry vinyl plank at just $239 a foot. Call them today to set up your free measurement for your home, office, lake house, hunting camp, or wherever you need flooring. 285-8117. That's 285-8117. Or drop by 2201 Cobbs Ford Road in Prattville for Prattville Carpet.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You get a Bud Light? Bud Light? I'm here, Bud Light. Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light here? Bud Light where? Bud Light here? Oh, Bud Light there. I missed that because of you. You did not miss that play because of me. Tough to stop talking this way. Yeah. It's actually kind of fun. Hey, I got your Bud Light. Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light. What'd I miss? I have no idea.
You can be a winner too with Victoryland Casino's 8 days of giveaways. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. We're giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. That's right, Victoryland Casino is giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. Come play the latest and greatest games featuring exciting bonuses and huge jackpots. There's always more ways to win at Victoryland Casino. Off I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Get a head start on holiday travel with Montgomery Regional Airport. Book early and save big on flights to your favorite holiday destinations. Whether you're visiting family or living out your dream stay, you can count on MGM to take you there. Fly easy, fly MGM.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 27 minutes to the top of the hour. Our man Jason Caldwell, Auburn Undercover, joining us as he does on Thursdays. Hey, Jason, hope you're doing well.
Doing good, guys. How about y'all?
Doing really well. Appreciate you being with us. Couple of generalized questions. First of all, can you give us an adjective that comes to the top of your head when it relates to the comings and goings in the transfer portal before the portal even opens up? How's it gone for Auburn?
It's hectic would be one, but I think it's just, I've been saying it for a while. It's just the world we live in now. This is just it. Somebody asked me last week in my mailbag, how many spots Auburn would have in the portal and how many they would sign. I'm like, I don't have any idea. It could be 40. You just don't know. I mean, you've gone from 85 to 105 already. So you're going to have more to begin with. And then you're going to lose. I mean, I would guess every team in this era right now is going to lose 15 to 20 guys at a minimum. I don't care who it is. Because even if you're Georgia, Ohio State, there's going to be players you go, look, that guy's not as good as we thought he was. We're going to cut his money. And then that player's going to go, well, I don't want that. I'm leaving. It's going to happen everywhere now. And, hey, and you have to. You got to be that way. So they've opened up the box. They're not closing it anytime. That's the world we live in. And a lot of players are really benefiting from this system. There's a bunch of them that aren't. And there are going to be a bunch of players that aren't going to benefit from this system that are going to wind up out of a job, which is what it is.
And I'm sure with some of these playoff teams, we're going to see them once they get eliminated or the season's over, they're going to start doing it as well. I wonder, Jason, though, in this day and age, as players see other players on teams that are not in the playoff or just in bowl games or not in bowl games already making moves, I guess we got to get ready for playoff teams having guys not playing in those games and jumping ship too.
It's going to be really interesting because you're right. Because if you make it to those games, your window's not going to be there.
Yeah.
I can't remember what day is the national championship game on.
I'm on it.
17th. Is that 9th? How about the 9th? That seems about right.
It's later. I know that, but either way, the portal closes the 16th, and most of these places, you're already going to have to be in school if you're going to go through spring practice. And so,
championship game is the 19th. Yes.
There you go. So it's after the portal closes.
Yeesh.
So if you're a backup on one of those teams and you know that you're not playing, I mean, I don't know now they may tell you, hey, well, hang around. I don't know, but it's again, and people got like the calendar. There's nothing they can do if they're going to keep playing other than make the calendar like it used to be, which is you're going to have to finish games on January the 1st. And that's when the last college football game is. And there's no way to do that with the playoff system as it stands now. So there's nothing you can do now but just hold on and watch this craziness unfold. And that's what it is.
It's hard to imagine. The other avenue towards, roster change is NFL draft eligibility. Obviously, Keldrick Falk is going. It's time. And there's somebody else. I can't remember who. Is that going to be it?
Well, yeah, Kieran Crawford was already out of eligibility.
Okay,
so,
all right.
Yeah, so those guys are just kind of announcing it, but they're already done. But as far as underclassmen, I don't think there'll be anybody else. There's been a little talk that an Eric Singleton might test the waters a little bit. You'll get your draft grades back and do some of those things and kind of figure it out. But yeah, most of this roster was either older or freshmen and sophomores. So that's the thing about it. So there's not a lot of guys that were third or fourth year guys that still have eligibility that you were going, Kayan Lee's is the only other one that I think would be maybe a guy that might look at it. But there's not a whole lot of those guys.
Eric Singleton, what's your feel on him?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the crazy part of this world right now is that, and I've been trying to explain to folks is like, look, for the past 4 or 5 years that we really seen NIL become a thing, there's been about 25 schools where you go, look, there's been 25 schools where you go, look, that's where you can really go get paid and go make money and they can go get those guys. But now with the revenue sharing part of this going to every major school in the country, like every one of these schools in these power leagues is going to have $20.5 million and 15 of that's going to go to football. So all of a sudden, a school like Baylor is going to have $15 million to spend instead of $4 million, or Kansas. Kansas might have had a $5-6 million budget. Now they got 15. So your number 3 receiver, you're going, hey, here's what you're worth for us. For Kansas, he's number 1. So they're going to pay him number 1 money. Oh. So that's where you get caught in these things. So now you're going, look, okay, we'd like to keep you, but we can't pay you that much money because we got to pay this guy and this guy that much money. Where Kansas is going, look, that's the best player we got.
Yeah.
We get that guy. He's our number one guy. We're going to pay him $1 million.
Never thought about that.
And when you say the number 2 or the number 3 receiver, Jason, what about the number 2 quarterback? I got to think every number 2 quarterback in the nation, somebody's in their ear. Hey, you could be our starter.
Well, the one that's going to be is the talented guy who hasn't played yet.
Yeah.
That's going to be the one because you haven't seen if he can't do it. That's the thing.
That's an odd way to look at it, but you're right.
That's it, because, now the guys that have done it, obviously that money's there. It's going to be there, and no matter what level. It's the talented guy who hasn't done it. I mean, think about, and for every one of them that work out, there's 10 that don't. But, you look at a Julian Say and feel like a guy wasn't going to play. He wasn't playing in Alabama. He goes to Ohio State, and all of a sudden, boom, he starts to play. It's those kind of guys that are going to command money from teams. Now, Ohio State was a little different because they already had quarterbacks. They were just getting another one. But now you're going to look at schools going, okay, look, this guy's really talented. Let's throw a bunch of money at him and see if it works. It's just, again, there's no rhyme or reason for a lot of these things, and it's going to make a lot of moves seem like they don't make sense. But like Texas starting linebacker goes in the portal. That guy started 35 games at Texas, and you're going, why? Well, he wasn't going to be their highest paid player on defense, or probably even the top 5, but he's going to be somebody's highest paid player.
Never thought about that. That makes a lot of sense. Just another opinion piece. I'm not asking for inside knowledge or stuff, but if you were looking to improve a room, a position group at Auburn through the transfer portal, where would you start?
Yeah, if today, and if you say, if it stopped today and you said, look, everybody you got today remains.
Right.
In this offense, I think you'd have to start at tight end. I think you look and go, look, you still got some pieces at wide receiver. You're going to have more of those because you've lost some wide receivers. You're going to have more of those guys. But if you knew today you had Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton and some of those guys and the guys you signed, I think the tight end for Alex Golish, who's a guy that coached the tight end position, they use the tight ends. To me, that's where you would have to start, in my opinion. You've got to up that room tremendously. Because you look at it in running back and you got Jeremiah Cobb, you got some pieces. Offensive line, obviously you're going to have to go get. But Xavier Chaplin, who knows? I think he has another year. If he decides to use it, you might have him back and you might have some pieces. I would probably say tight end right now for Auburn.
Yeah.
Does quarterback make sense? Everybody was looking at Byron Brown in street clothes last night. What do you think?
I think it's going to have to be addressed, however it's done, because you got Ashton Daniels, who played a little bit. You got Deuce Knight, who played 1 game, and you have a true freshman. You're going to have another quarterback.
See, that's what you were talking about before. That immediately jogged me and it made a lot of sense to say what everybody's going to be after is that talented guy who hasn't played.
I mean, it could be a Deuce Knight. I mean, that's the definition of, hey, it may be great. Let's take a chance. And I think for Auburn, you'd like to keep him, obviously, because you think the same thing. But it's right now in this world, it's that age-old question of bird in the hand. You always hear that bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah.
How much more valuable is a guy who's done it before, that exactly what he is? I mean, and people, and then again, it's the other one is going, man, you got to build for the future. And my question always is, what future? That's the part of the game right now that is gone, is there is no future, because you don't know if that guy's going to be back another year. If you invest in money in him to get him prepared for 2027, he may not even be here. It's made it extremely difficult to think about anything beyond the next season.
Jason, I think it's interesting when these players announce that they're transferring. When the window opens, you would think, well, I made my mind up a month ago. Just kind of explain to us maybe why some people do it in the times that they do it. Is it waiting to get contacted by somebody else? Or are they just thinking more about it? Or the team that they're currently with are kind of working with them? I mean, I just think it's interesting that they kind of are sprinkled through about a 2-week period.
Yeah, and it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
The portal doesn't even start until January 2nd. So technically, it's not even, you're not even legally in the portal until January 2nd. It's funny because that word that you hear is the word tampering.
Yeah.
And you're like, look, what do we, I mean, like, there's no need to bring it up because if people think that doesn't happen, listen, if you're not tampering, you're dead in the water because you have no chance. If you're not, somebody's not getting in contact with somebody else, you're not getting that guy.
You're expected to wait until January 2nd.
Yeah, you wait until
you
January 2nd,
okay,
and you got me playing offensive line, and it's over with.
Yeah,
And so it's just like, but it's the same thing as like the football coaches go. And no, I haven't talked to that school. Well, no, you haven't, but 17 other people on your behalf have.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing that you have right now with Porter. Like, well, they might not have called that guy directly. They talked to somebody though, and this agent world in college sports is so out of control, in my opinion, that it's made it almost impossible to figure out what somebody's going to do, because who knows if, the NFL is very regimented and regulated as far as agents and how you deal with contracts and structure, those things. College sports is not. It's just do whatever, which means you can also say whatever and tell whatever. So it's made it really, really hard. And I could not imagine having to do this year after year, which is what's happening.
Is it too simplistic to say, Jason, that if Alex Golesh had not retained DJ Durkin, then Xavier Atkins would not have stayed?
Yeah, I don't know. We talked to him after the Iron Bowl, and he's like, "Look, I love this place. Auburn's like home to me." Now it was in the moment. Would they have had a shot? I think they would have had a shot too. But you never know. If somebody else hires DJ Durkin, then does he go there too? I don't know.
But that's big for Auburn.
Yeah, and I think it's really important. No question. Yeah. You get to keep one of the best linebackers that I thought one of the best linebackers in the country this year in the same scheme, in the same system. I think that's a big deal. But you just don't know, because people, you assume like, well, if you hire DJ Durkin back, you're keeping all these guys. Well, and then Jay Crawford goes in the portal. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You're going to have losses. You can hire the same coaches. You can have the same staff. You can make the playoffs, and you're going to have losses even from starters. And so there's just no rhyme or reason. But yeah, I don't think there's any question that DJ Durkin had an impact on Atkins for sure.
Jason, last Thursday, the SEC released the football schedules for 2026. Your thoughts about how Auburn's was set up?
Yeah, I think you look at it and it's difficult, but when you play 9 games in this league, it's going to be difficult. I think it actually sets up, I think, fairly well for Auburn. Obviously, the month of October is a challenge when you're talking about you only have 1 home game in that month. You have a bye week, but you have 3 road games. But if you told me that, look, in a year where you have 5 road games and Georgia and Alabama are 2 of them, it's about as manageable a schedule as that could be, considering that you have that in front of you. You have Mississippi State, Arkansas at the end before Alabama. You have the home games early to kind of maybe set the tone a little bit. So all in all, I think as schedules go in 9 games in this league, honestly, for Auburn, it was about as good as you could expect it, I believe.
And you got Florida and Tennessee back on the schedule, which is not happened in a while.
Yeah, get some rivalry, LSU as well. So you get some of these games back that you haven't had, and so I think it creates some some excitement. But yeah, these 9 games, at least it's 9 games, and everybody knows it's 9 games. Unlike the ACC, where you got teams playing 9 games, other teams playing 8 games, and you're trying to figure out how a playoff, a championship game is going to work with that.
Well, this is really insightful stuff. Always enjoy it. Of course, a week from today is Christmas Day, so it'll be a couple of weeks before we get to you, which feels like an eternity in this calendar, because already we know you've got so much at auburnundercover.com that you are covering all over the place. And to visit you again in 2 weeks feels like, 9,000 things can happen between that.
Hey, I did want you to touch on Auburn's basketball against Purdue on Saturday. Another big matchup.
Yeah, another difficult matchup for this team. And, we talked about it. Like, NC State's the only one of these that's been at home. You had Houston and Birmingham, but they've all been either road games or neutral site games. And, a neutral site against Purdue and Indianapolis is not very neutral. So that'll be a difficult one again. They're big. I think it's a little bit better matchup for Auburn because I think from a guard perspective, you match up a little bit better, even though, Braden Smith's a really good player. I think it's a little bit better matchup, but can you hold it on the glass and avoid turnovers? Because Purdue's another good rebounding team.
Yeah.
You've already played, Arizona, who both Auburn and Alabama have seen will just bury you on the glass, and you've already played Michigan. So you played teams that I think Arizona and Michigan are two best teams in the country right now, and you've played both of those teams already. Purdue's another one of those, and so it's just another chance for you to see if you can go get one of those wins that at the end of the year people go, yep, that's a deciding important win, and this will be that opportunity.
There's a lot going on. How do people access everything at auburnundercover.com and maybe give a subscription as a holiday gift?
Yeah.
Yep. Check us out, auburnundercover.com. Like you said, there's some signups now, I think 50% off for new subscribers. So come check us out there. But yeah, great Christmas present for those that are looking to kind of stay up to date on this crazy world that we're living in at Auburn. So check us out, auburnundercover.com, all the social media platforms, YouTube for our podcasts, and my 2-minute timeout as well. So come check us out there.
Yep, and you see at the bottom of the screen him on social media at ITAT Jason. Thanks very much, Jason.
Hey, Merry Christmas,
Thanks,
Jason.
guys. Merry Christmas.
There you go. Jason Caldwell, auburnundercover.com, joining us here. He's right about the portal and the schedule and the tampering and stuff, John. There's so much that needs to get fixed, man. Fixed quick. Well,
but my phone's not ringing, Barry. I mean, a lot of people know my number. They know how to get in touch with me. I mean, I could get this fixed by lunch today. Just saying.
It's probably not even lunch. You'd have to buy him lunch, but
no doubt. Yeah, I mean, a little something for the effort. Gunga la gunga.
Rodney Orr, the Tiger Insider, joins us coming up in a few minutes, right at the top of our second live hour of Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with our clinic and take advantage of our physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solutions service. Experience elevated physical therapy today. Call Phoenix Physical Therapy at 239-9316. That's 239-9316.
The dreams that matter most happen while we're awake, because they're the ones that remind us of the places we want to go, of the ideas we plan to pursue, of the legacies we hope to leave. We understand you have goals to meet, and we want to help you reach them, to fuel your vision and invest in whatever motivates you. So we want to know, what inspires you? Synovus Bank, member FDIC.
Why Hands? At Hands Heating and Air, you get this area's highest ranked service provider with 24-hour repair service, no overtime charges, and their same-day service guarantee. Plus, instead of other companies' 30-day repair warranty, Hands gives you a 3-year repair warranty. Hands Heating and Air is here for you 24/7, 365. And service is not just something they do, it's their way of operating, for you in mind. All of Hands employees are trained to adhere to this standard. They work hard to ensure that this standard is maintained, and they are constantly looking for new ways to better serve you. Call Hands Heating and Air today at 508-5382. That's 508-5382, or find them on the web at 834hands.com.
Okay, we are back at it here a couple of minutes before the top of the hour here on this Thursday. So glad you're with us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. And yes, you can check us out at yellowhammernews.com. Video content, a write-up about the show each and every day. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, X, Spotify, Apple Tunes, Hulu. Somebody said to Hulu, or no, that was the basketball game they watched on Hulu. But hey, you might can watch us there too. Who knows?
John doesn't know the first thing about Hulu.
I have no clue.
He's like, yeah, sure, you can watch us on that. You can watch us on the International Space Station, I think. Sure, yeah, check us out. Hey, you astronauts up there, hit like and subscribe. Yeah. We were talking about NFL versus college football playoff ratings on Saturday. They don't go head to head. There's going to be about a 90-minute window between the two college football games that evening and the NFL games. I'm interested in this one because I want to have all right, John's already griped in his Vic Sav kind of Geritol way about, wait a minute, you expect me to go to the SEC Network Plus last night and hit that button and wait for that hourglass and everything? Well, this is Amazon Prime's big moment tonight.
Okay.
Prime Video, big moment tonight. The two best teams in the NFL just happen to be in the same division.
All right.
The Rams and the Seahawks play tonight. 7:15 on Prime.
And these are two really good teams, both double-digit wins, I believe.
The two best teams in the NFL right now. The Broncos have been great. The Patriots have been great. Nobody has looked better than the Rams and the Seahawks, consistently, throughout the entire season. They play tonight on what still a lot of us old guys call, it ain't real TV. It's not a real TV. It's not like, TV. It's like tighter insider TV where it's just on the internet and you can watch it there and But it's the Rams and the Seahawks tonight. Or the Xbox Bowl tonight. Coming to you live from Frisco, Texas, at the Star, which is Jerry Jones's
Is that a suburb of Dallas? I mean,
it is.
Yeah,
it's,
Frisco.
That's where the Cowboys have, preseason camp, and it's got like 30,000 seats, and it's nice.
Doesn't Hardee's have like a Frisco burger or something?
They do, but I don't know why. I don't know why they call people in San Francisco hate it when you call their town Frisco.
Yeah.
It's Missouri State versus Arkansas State.
See, I see you working there.
8:00 tonight. It is on Real TV on ESPN2 tonight at 8. Look, I have no illusions. I know the NFL game tonight on Prime Video is going to outdraw college football. This game
I would
anyway,
think so.
Especially with those two. But I just wonder how many of you old guys out there are going to, man, they got a big NFL game tonight. Yeah, Elmer, it's not going to be on Real TV. Well, dang, I guess I'll just have to read about it in the paper in the morning.
Ooh, the paper. It's in the papers. It's in the papers.
In the papers, yeah.
So, I hear what you're saying there. More on that game in about 20 minutes.
Oh, which game? Oh, never mind. Don't want to know. Don't want to know yet. Don't want to know.
So we'll get into that a little bit later. But I thought the exact same thing. Now, the NFL is about making money. I do wonder if the Rams-Seahawks game was on ABC tonight. I got to think the ratings would be higher than Amazon Prime, because you're right, an older demographic's probably going to go, I ain't watching that, whatever, blah, blah, too many buttons I got to push. And then I can't flip it back to Fox News if I want to during a commercial. So I get it. But I do think that the NFL game will outrate the college game tonight, no matter what platform it's on.
It's a big game. It is a big game. Again, the two best teams, I think, in the NFL. It's playoff implications, seeding implications, just really good football. I just pray that Al Michaels feels good tonight. He's been mailing those in, John. We have had guests before, not many of them, that have come in that have got a sponsor or have got something that they want to promote. And you can tell it brings to mind that one time many years ago when John and I did a remote at a gas station. I think the Atlanta Highway.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a professional wrestler. And he was wrestling that night over there in, I don't know, Garrett Coliseum or the Armory or something like that. And
I bet Dennis Mitchell could tell us who it was.
Dennis was there. He was with
heck yeah, there.
I can't remember his name. He obviously didn't have a long time future in it. And, you know, they wanted to promote it. They had him come out to our remote broadcast. And, you know, he came and sat down with us during a commercial break. And by the time we got him on the air, he had fallen asleep.
He had. That's
He
true.
was asleep. You know, and we were in the middle of talking with him. And we realized, hey, man, that guy's asleep.
I think that was on Coliseum Boulevard, the stopping over there. I think it was.
That's exactly. It wasn't on the Atlanta Highway. You're exactly right.
I do remember. That was a long time ago.
So, I mean,
finally I went, hey, we ain't doing any more remotes at gas stations. We're done. We're not doing that anymore.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But
the places we used to go early in our career, woo, we were naive. We didn't know better. We finally figured it out.
Yeah. We're on notice here. Hang on just a minute, Dennis, because we got Rodney Orr coming on in just a moment. I love you. You got to love a Lifetime Achievement Award winner who will bring us comments and tell us, hey, guys, come on. Please respond to my comment.
Bam Bigelow? That's who it was?
Oh, no, it was not. Oh. It was not. His name began with a K or something like that. Anyway, what we're talking about, my point is that's Al Michaels. Yeah. Al Michaels is getting paid 7 figures to broadcast these games on Amazon Prime. He's an old fogey. Even he doesn't think it's real TV, and he's the play-by-play guy. You know, you got Herb Street. Herb Street cheeked up because it's the NFL, and he didn't have a prayer of making it in the NFL out of college. But Michaels is just going through this is a big game tonight.
Come on,
please, Al, act like you care.
Now, Dennis, Barry, I got to tell you, Dennis doesn't want to hear that. He wants us to respond to his comments, and this one really caught my eye, calling 2 well-known people in this state cowards.
In my opinion, Paul Feinbaum and A.J. McCarron are cowards for not running for political office. In my personal opinion, they want to talk the talk, but not walk the walk. And Delaware looked good last night.
You know, Dennis, I never thought A.J. McCarron as a lieutenant governor. I was scratching my head on that one. Paul's pretty smart. Paul's educated, knows it. Not to say A.J. isn't. But, I thought it would have been interesting to see Feinbaum as a U.S. Senator. The more he thought about it, I can see why he thought, I think I'm going to maybe look elsewhere. Now, Dennis, if they want me to run for U.S. Senate, there again, here they got my number. People know how to get in touch with me. I'm in. I'd love to be a senator. I'm all over it. Katie Britt was on with Hannity last night. I'm thinking, that could be me. I could be on with Hannity. Talking politics.
No. Hannity could have you on any day right now. He got his start in talk radio.
He sure did in Huntsville. Katie did a great job, too. One of the panelists last night after the president's speech. She does great work.
Rodney Orr is the Tider Insider, and he will join us from TiderInsider.com. Rodney joins us on the eve of the first 12-team college football playoff edition of this season. It's Alabama and Oklahoma tomorrow night. And it's good to have Rodney Orr on with us from Tider Insider right here. Rodney, good to have you with us. We appreciate you.
Barry, I can tell you've been reading Tider Insider because you called me Randy.
Just for a second. I caught it doesn't count if I clip it out in the middle of the syllable.
Hey, speaking of the message board, Rodney, when I run for U.S. Senate, will you give me a subscription list so I can solicit all of your members to vote for me?
How about you just make a post on Tider Insider? We'll put you up a banner ad.
Ooh,
vote for John Longshore.
Longshore for U.S. Senate. Love it.
There you go.
What do you
However
think?
You want to phrase it.
What do you think about the run up to this Oklahoma game tomorrow night? Obviously, it's a rematch, and the first one went Oklahoma's way. What are the circumstances here? What's important that'll play into the game tomorrow night?
Well, I think number one is This Alabama team's been struggling, obviously, in my opinion. I know they beat Auburn, but did you know in their Alabama's last 4 FBS games, they're only averaging 18.7 points a game?
I did not. Goodness. Not good.
If Alabama were to lose this game, it would be their 3rd SEC loss in their last 4 SEC games. So they got to figure out a way to kind of get that mojo back. And I think, you really wonder on the road, that's going to be obviously a very hostile environment that they're going into. Now, I will say this, Oklahoma's probably, I'm going to guess, and I'm not talking about James Madison because I haven't seen them or whatever, but Oklahoma's offense is not very good. I mean, they're only averaging 26 points a game, actually. They've struggled. Now, defensively, they've been really good. They obviously lead the nation. They're tied with Texas A&M in sacks. So you know what that means? They're going to bring the pressure.
Yep.
They're going to bring the pressure on Ty Simpson, who's really struggled down the stretch handling pressure. And I think too the question is Jam Miller. I understand he's had a really good week. John and Barry, he's really run hard. He's shown some things that I think they feel like he showed earlier in the season. So can Alabama generate a run game against Oklahoma? And if they can't, which Oklahoma only gives up 81 yards a game rushing, it's going to be really tough. And here's the real key, though. Bottom line is, I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be a close game, defensive game. It's going to be 3 to 6 points either way. And I think turnovers. That's what beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa on November the 15th was turnovers, mistakes. And if Alabama can avoid those, then I think they have a great chance of winning. You turn the ball over a couple of times, Oklahoma protects it, then I think probably a pretty good chance you lose.
Yeah, I'm with you, Rodney. I think turnovers, I think field position, time of possession, those 3 areas are key. And also, I've heard this a lot this week. The first team that gets to 17 points wins the game.
Yeah, I can see that. I picked it 20-14 Alabama. Like I said, I think it's going to be a 3 to 6 point game either way. And the same thing goes for Oklahoma. I mean, if they turn the ball over, Alabama's in great position. I will say this too. Now, don't forget this guy, Tate Sandell, their place kicker. He's amazing. The guy's 23 of 24 this year. Yeah. He's 7 of 7 beyond 50 yards. What a weapon he is.
He is the Lou Groza Award winner. I just like saying Lou Groza's name. He is the Lou Groza Award winner as the best place kicker in the nation. He could be a factor, Rodney.
Yeah, he could.
No doubt he could be a factor. I mean, really, Alabama lost by 2 points in this game in November, and it was a blocked field goal or deflected field goal, however you want to phrase it, was the difference in the game, when they blocked Alabama's field goal. So, again, I think there's little margin for error here on both sides because of just the offenses.
Well, yeah, get back to field position. I mean, excuse me. If Oklahoma's at the 40, you got to chalk up 3 points.
Yep, then no doubt. I mean, this guy's money.
Yeah.
Speaking of field position, you think about that game, the field position, the opening punt. They break a tackle and take it down in Alabama's territory. They're set up for a field goal like right off the bat, right?
Yep.
All right, and then Ryan Williams fumbles the ball deep in Alabama territory, within the 30, around the 30, on a punt. Ty gets a pick six. Ty fumbles the ball at around the 30. I mean, then go to the Georgia game and look at the field position in that game and how it mattered. It started off pretty good, a give and take right there with Alabama's defense playing really well against Georgia's offense, and then you get a punt block. Changed everything. Gives them the ball at the 21-yard line. They gave them the ball at the 12-yard line. They gave them the ball at the 39-yard line. It's a pattern.
That is that's what we're after, the patterns that go into it all. I wanted to ask you about this. What's your latest intel on Josh Cuevas and his health? Because I think he's critical, Rodney.
Yeah. Early in the week, I was talking to someone who is out there a lot, and they said, I don't know if he's going to be able to go. Then on Tuesday, I should have said back on the weekend, but then on Tuesday, he said, he got some more reps today and looked pretty good. And then yesterday, I heard he even got more reps and looked good. So I'm going to speculate right here that we see Cuevas. Initially, my source said, maybe 15 plays or so, but perhaps based on what the report I got yesterday, follow up, we might see more of him. So we'll see.
That's
yeah,
big,
that could be
Mike.
that'd be a big addition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To say the least.
I think so.
As we move on, we'll remind everybody that Rodney Orr is brought to you by our good friends at the Destin Connection Seafood Market. For all of your holiday parties, go by the Destin Connection to get those boiled, peeled, and deveined shrimp for all of your guests that will be arriving. They'll absolutely love it. Oysters for those holiday casseroles or any other seafood item you may need during this holiday season. Destin Connection Seafood Market is there for you, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Just pull up to the drive-up window, and they'll have your order ready for pickup. 288-4272. Call ahead. They will have it ready at the Destin Connection, bringing you Rodney Orr each and every week. Rodney, you brought up something that I hadn't really thought about. I've been thinking about 9-4. If Alabama loses tomorrow night, they'll finish the season 9-4 for the second year in a row. But I hadn't thought about losing 3 of their last 4 conference games. If that happens, I don't believe that Greg Byrne's going to get rid of Greg Byrne, Kalen DeBoer. But I will say this, the fan base and the message board at Tider Insider will be in overload mode. They will not be happy. So tomorrow night, to me, is huge for Kalen DeBoer, not only to get to the next playoff round against Indiana and Pasadena, but to also keep the heat off of him from the fan base.
Wow, it'll be a miserable off season, I can tell you. I mean, at least from my perspective. I mean, it's the fans are going to be arguing because you're going to have the one side who says, we made some progress. And then you're going to have a lot of fans just saying, no, we really didn't. So it's going to be it would be a mess for sure. Here's the thing too, John and Barry, might as well just go ahead and address it. The Michigan situation.
Yep.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, I mean, look, this sounds a lot like the Texas pursuit of Nick Saban to me, honestly. Texas was convinced they were going to get Saban. They felt like they had some kind of indication that he had legitimate interest. I don't know if that was Jimmy Sexton floating that, and I don't know if it's Jimmy Sexton floating things now. Kalen DeBoer has, come out and said pretty clearly that he plans on being back, right? Could that change? I mean, look, I would say anything can change. I think it's fair to say that. But here's what I do believe, guys. I really believe this. Based on things I've heard, people I've talked to, and things I continue to see. And that is that if Alabama were to lose to Oklahoma on Friday, I think that there's a possibility, a good possibility, that Michigan is going to throw a huge offer in front of Kalen DeBoer. Now, I think Jimmy Sexton already knows the numbers. I think he has everything already in place in terms of knowing the numbers that Michigan would offer. Not only maybe 14 plus million or whatever it is a year, I think it's going to be somewhere in that neighborhood.
Wow.
And plus unlimited NIL. Now, again, there's a lot of other things we could talk about that are negatives about that Michigan job right now. But instead of getting all into that, here's what I think. I would not be surprised if Michigan, they're not taking no until Kalen DeBoer says no.
Yeah.
And that's a big argument on TiderInsider.com right now. Well, I mean, it stands to reason that's probably going to happen. That does not mean Kalen DeBoer is going to seriously consider that offer, right? So I won't be surprised if Michigan throws a big offer to him if Alabama loses this game to Oklahoma.
And I find that so interesting, Rodney. They got an athletic director that's on very thin ice.
Yes.
Their president, I understand, is resigning or retiring in 6 months, I believe.
Yeah.
They've got scandal after scandal. Ohio State's dominating that conference right now. I mean, I know money's money, but I'm thinking, why would you want to get caught up in that mess? And there again, does Alabama not come back and try to match it?
Well, here's the thing, too. And this is a vast majority of the people I talk to, fan base. And look, I know Alabama fans get upset about things, but you have to kind of step back and look at both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
John and Barry, the question is, what has Kalen DeBoer done to deserve an extension and a raise to this point? Now, if he beats Oklahoma and he beats Indiana, maybe people are a lot more open to that, right? But I don't think again, this is just me looking from the outside.
Yeah.
If you're Greg Byrne, how could you justify right now throwing an extension raise in front of Kalen DeBoer to try to save him? And certainly not matching the offer I think Michigan's going to put out there. I think that would be hard for this fan base to swallow, especially if it's coming off a loss to Oklahoma, right? I mean, they're going to say, really, we needed to allow this to play out. And then, so that opens up another thought, which is, okay, if you're Kalen DeBoer, you're thinking, okay, they obviously don't have a lot of confidence because they're not going to match this offer. They're not going to come close to this offer or whatever it is. In other words, you don't have a lot of leverage if you're Kalen DeBoer right now. And you would have to be asking yourself, okay, Michigan really wants me. Does Alabama really want me? I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, I think. A lot of things that you could consider. So, again, it can get complicated, but I just think right now, where it stands, Alabama, I mean, I don't see how you can offer him a raise extension.
I don't know what Kalen DeBoer's making now. Is it 10 million?
I think it's over 10.
Okay. So they're maybe hypothetically Michigan's going to offer him 14, 4 more years.
Let's say
that's $4 million. I get it. Hey, $4 million's $4 million. And I get the deal about finishing with 4 losses and losing 3 of your last 4 conference games. He has recruited well. We got to give him that. 2 top 5 classes. I wonder if it's more Courtney Morgan they want, or is it Kalen DeBoer that they want?
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because a lot of people say that Courtney Morgan it would be a big part of Michigan's attraction to Kalen DeBoer. Yep. But I also think this too. I think that Kalen DeBoer, the image that he has, the guy is, and this is why. And let me be clear before fans start going on Tighter Inside or listening to this and claiming I'm putting out stuff. I don't think he's leaving. I trust what he said. I think he's a really genuine guy. At the same time, I understand things can change from the time he made his statement to, all the considerations he's going to have to think about. So I'm not saying he would definitely consider it. But I do believe, John, what you said. I do believe that Courtney Morgan would be a factor in Michigan's thinking. But the image that he brings, the image, and I think it's a genuine image that Kalen DeBoer brings, is something I think Michigan is really kind of hungry for.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. It does make sense. Jamarcus Shepard is coaching wide receivers in Alabama. He's going to go through the duration of their postseason until he goes to Oregon State. Reports are that they're looking to replace him with former Auburn offensive coordinator Derek Nix. Do you like that story? Do you like that potential hire?
Well, yeah. First of all, that came out yesterday. Someone reported it, I don't know who, that Nix was hired, and DeBoer was asked about it. And he said, "I'm not ready to go there yet." And I'm paraphrasing, but that was basically what he said.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's probably what is the intention right now. It sounds like that's the direction it's headed. And everyone I talked to my Ole Miss people that have a lot of experience with Derek Nix. Matter of fact, I remember interviewing Derek when he was a prospect. That's how far back this goes.
I remember him. Yes. Good player.
Back in the day. So, but here's the thing. Yes, everything I get is, look, man, this guy is a very good, solid coach in every aspect of coaching. I mean, whether it's recruiting, evaluating, having a good relationship with his staff, people around him, and his players. I've heard really, really good things about him. I know the Ole Miss people are extremely high on just who he is, So sounds like it would be, if that's indeed he's going to be added to the staff, that it would be a good addition.
All right, here's the $1 million question. Or maybe it's the $14 million question.
Uh-oh.
If Kalen
Here we
DeBoer
go.
does go to Michigan, then who's Alabama going to hire as the next head football coach?
John, you're trying to get me in trouble, man.
Yeah, he's pulling that lure in front of Rodney.
People have asked me, and I'm kind of my first response is: has Lane Kiffin signed his contract yet?
Well, okay, so let's just have fun, okay?
Well, I'm with you. It is the Christmas season. Let's just have a little fun.
Enjoy ourselves.
This is just speculation. Let's just make it clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if DeBoer were to bolt, what would that do to the roster, John and Barry? Would those guys would it make that like a really maybe concern that these guys could all of a sudden you're left with 28 players? I mean, guys could bolt. Who is the one man that could walk in that room in a team meeting and say, guys, listen, I'm stepping in and I want you to have confidence in what we're going to do, yada, yada, yada. Who is the one man that could step in that room and probably maybe 90% of those players would listen and stay?
I know exactly what
I would have to say Nicholas Lou Saban Jr.
Okay, so that's let's say Saban had to step in and rescue the whole thing, which is I'm not suggesting that's a possibility. I'm just saying, that's something to think about. But again, I really don't know. I know that it sounds like everything I've heard that Saban was really high on Tommy Rees and was kind of suggesting that Rees be promoted, when he left, and to kind of bring back some assistant coaches like Bo Davis and different ones that build a strong staff. And I think that's kind of what we heard. In fact, the defense coordinator, I understand that Saban was really high on was DJ Durkin. And I think had he stayed, that would have been Alabama's next defense coordinator based on things we've heard.
Where's Tommy Rees today?
He's the offensive coordinator of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's been talked about in relation to the Michigan job and
Penn State,
and the Penn State job too. That's correct.
Yeah, and he has the unfortunate job right now with that Browns, and I don't really know that he's. But it's pretty hard to judge him on that. But no, I think
no offense to your friend down there in Troy, Barry.
I tell you, but Tommy Rees is a good young coach. There's no doubt. Yeah. But now that's a name that's been thrown out. But I'm going to tell you another interesting name that's been thrown out to me in the last few days. Again, purely speculation, purely
fun here.
Just having fun.
That's right.
You got to keep warning these Alabama fans.
Oh boy, tell me and how. Ooh.
So Mario Cristobal is a name that keeps coming up, and I understand that based on a few things I heard that Mario would be a guy that would really potentially be interested if that came up. Again, building a strong staff, bring back some really good assistant coaches that have a track record for success, can recruit, those types of things. Mario understands NIL. He understands the portal. Now, is he a great coach? I mean, I really don't know. But that's just the name that's come up. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows who it might be?
Why don't, and I get it that Kurt Signetti is 64 years old.
Think it'd be a great choice.
But if you're talking about a 71-year-old Nick Saban, why don't you talk about a 64-year-old?
Well, and listen, how long are guys going to really coach in a program? I'll say this about Kalen DeBoer, and again, speculating, just kind of looking at it. Whether Kalen DeBoer leaves now or 3 or 4 years from now, whatever it is, I don't think he's long-term here. I mean, the guy's young. He's 51 years old. I wouldn't be surprised by the time he's 55, if he stays, that he's probably going to move on. That has nothing to do with Alabama. It's just these guys, for the most part, 6-7 years is probably going to be about the max for most.
I mean, the days of a coach being there for 17 years are over. You better get 6 or 7 years out of them, and then somebody else is coming in.
Unless it's a Kirby situation.
Yeah. Going back to your alma mater, something like that. And I get that.
So Signetti at 64, be 65 in June. You hire that guy. He looks young. He looks like a young Nick Saban right now. So, you hire that guy, comes in, coaches you 6 years, goes to 72 or whatever, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would that be a bad choice? I think it'd be probably a pretty good choice. Now, I do understand, and I don't know all the details of his contract at all, but I know he got a big bump at Indiana. I'm sure it's signed or whatever, but who knows? Contracts
matter these days.
Yeah.
I'll say this, Rodney, and love to get your thoughts on it as well. Obviously, I think if Kalen DeBoer did leave Saturday morning or New Year's Day, whenever it may be, I don't think there'd be a lot of revolt and upset people and protest that he did from Bama fans. I just, hey, Kalen, we like you, but if you leave, I'm not losing any sleep over it.
Yeah, there would be a fringe that would overreact, I think. And then, but I think the people kind of in the middle there are saying, and there's some on the other side that say, just go. They want him fired or they want him out. Which I don't agree with them at all. But I would say that in the middle, there's a big group of people, and it's a big middle, that people just say, hey, we'd like for him to stay, but if he leaves, he leaves. We'll find somebody else, And then, there's people, John Barry, I got a call yesterday, people talking about who could you replace him with? Guy told me, he said, look, I don't think Alabama would have a hard time at all finding a coach that can lose 4 games a year.
That's a great perspective for sure.
Well, to say tomorrow night's big for Kalen DeBoer, I think is an understatement. I think if he wins, it takes a lot of maybe heat off of him and a lot of concern from the fan base. Next week at this time, it's Christmas morning, and I'll be opening up my Dirty Santa gift. But depending on what happens, well, either way, we'll try to maybe get you on a little early next week to kind of maybe wrap up what happens tomorrow night, and maybe looking forward to a game against Kurt Cignetti and the Hoosiers in the Rose Bowl on January 1st.
Hey, however you want to do it, I'm open.
Appreciate you as always. Rodney Orr, TighterInsider.com. A subscription makes a great Christmas gift, Rodney.
It does. TighterInsider.com. It's only $48 a year. You can get instant access with your credit card right now. Or if you prefer, there is an address there to send a check. Gives you all our premium information. Our all sports forum is it's pretty wide open right now. Hey, let me say this real quick too, John Barry. My book, if you're looking for just a stocking stuffer or whatever, bigger than Bama, you can go to RodneyOrr.com and you'll see it there. Or you can go to Amazon. Either way, it's just kind of a Christmas idea for you if you want to check it out. And again, to be clear, a lot of the stuff we talked about this morning was just speculation.
Yes, it was.
Just having fun. That's
having fun today with Rodney. Exactly.
Rodney, happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
All right. Merry Christmas, guys. Appreciate it. Take care.
Next week. Rodney Orr, the Tighter Insider, 27 minutes past
Good
the hour, ladies
gosh
and gentlemen.
almighty, we need to give him a W-2 or something like that.
Theotis, did you time that interview? Just curious. Brought to you exclusively by the Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call ahead. Your order's ready for pickup. You having a Christmas party? Your group would love some of those fresh, peeled, boiled, deveined shrimp for those cocktail parties, wherever you may be having during Christmas season, oysters for those casseroles or any other seafood item. The Destin Connection is your one stop. 288-4272. Pull up to the drive-up window. They'll have your order ready for pickup. They bring you Rodney Orr and the Tighter Insider.
Our Phantom Daily Dog is next on Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Marguerite's has done it again. Famous for their $99 Christmas special, and Lyle has come up with the best I have ever seen. Half-carat stud diamonds, $99. That's right. Half-carat stud diamonds, just $99. But there's a limit of 3. So you need to hurry out to Marguerite's in Pepper Tree on Vaughn Road, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. Marguerite's, of course, is open extended days and hours during the Christmas holiday shopping season. So make sure to take advantage of this year's incredible Christmas $99 special. Half-carat diamond studs, just $99 from Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. They make it. They really make it at Marguerite's.
This is the famous Budweiser beer, brewed with the choicest ingredients since 1876. 139 holidays strong, decking the halls in an 8-horse open sleigh, aged over beechwood for a crisp, smooth finish. Anyone can jingle all the way. Only Budweiser can macro all the way. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Wrap Up the Year sales event is on at Stivers. Grand Cherokees and 3-row Grand Cherokee L's under 30 grand. Wrangler 16 grand off. And Gladiators 14 grand off.
Stivers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
The Wrap Up the Year sales event is on at Stivers with great deals on new Rams like 0% for 6 years. Laramie's up to 18 grand off. Bighorns up to 17 grand off. And Heavy Duties 12 grand off.
Stivers, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Price sells new cars and trucks in Prattville.
Okay, we'll be at Stivers here in Montgomery. Stivers Ford tomorrow during the year-end sales event. Also, they still can get that car on the driveway for you on Christmas with a big bow on the hood. If you have someone on your Christmas list that's looking for a new Ford vehicle or any pre-owned vehicle for that matter, the Lincoln Luxury for Less lineup as well, they can do it for you at Stivers Ford in Montgomery. That's where we will be tomorrow. Okay, if we answered all of Dennis's questions, Barry, because I know he was very adamant about, please get to my questions.
No, he didn't ask us. He said, will you? He said, acknowledge my questions. We do have a question here from Ty. John and Barry, your thoughts on Tua getting benched. You know, in the 2020 draft, there were 4 first-round quarterbacks taken. Tua, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert,
sure,
and Jordan Love from Utah State.
Mm-hmm.
Tua is the first one of those 4 to get benched, to lose his starting job. Not only is he not the starter, Quinn Ewers will get the start for the Dolphins this
former
week.
Texas quarterback.
But
I'm a big believer
he's not even the number 2 quarterback. He's QB3 right now. Leads the league in interceptions, and I just don't think he's anywhere close physically and football player-wise to the player he was in college.
I agree. And I think a lot of it has to do with who's around you. And at Alabama, he had incredible talent around him. Plenty of good blocking, great receivers. Cool. But not to say Tua wasn't a great player. He was. I mean, the guy was unbelievable. But in the NFL, he's been running for his life. He's had multiple concussions. I think I think Justin Herbert out in L.A. got a great cast around him. Jordan Love at Green Bay, same thing. Joe Burrow's having his problems in Cincinnati. I heard something earlier this week that he might even retire. Thinking, gee whiz.
He's had a lot of injuries.
So I wonder if Tua was on a different team. Same with Bryce Young. If he was on a different team, would he be playing better? Would Bo Nix be as good as he is if he wasn't at Denver with Sean Payton? I think the fit has a lot to do with it. Doesn't surprise me. I mean, the Dolphins are out. You got to start thinking about next year. My Saints, Barry, we started doing that a couple of weeks ago with this new quarterback from Louisville that people are raving about. We're on a 2-game winning streak, just saying.
Yeah. 2 games. That barely qualifies. A 2-game winning streak is the absolute minimum number of games you can win and have it be called a streak.
But they got the Jets this week and then the Falcons and then maybe the Titans or something. So they should win. They can win the next 3.
We got a text. This is a text, not a chat. A text from our buddy, the Coke Man.
Yep.
I saw this from Twitter. If you want to go to X or Twitter and check out Dan Wetzel, this is kind of how I feel about Tennessee and Georgia. Hate them both. They had a video, nice video. See if Gurn can get it with us. At Dan Wetzel on Twitter. Young Georgia fan refuses to sing Rocky Top at his school concert.
Yeah.
Legend.
Smart kid.
Good for him. They got the video. Hopefully it's somewhere in Tennessee because otherwise it's creepy. Where they got snowflakes around them. They got Santa hats on. And they're all the kids. And they're maybe 9, maybe 8. They're all singing Rocky Top. Little kid, kind of a heavy kid in the background wearing a little Georgia shirt. He's going. He ain't singing it.
Well,
He
what
ain't
did that family say about when was it Marty McFly's father fell out of the tree with the binoculars, and the guy said, "Comes from upbringing. It's all about upbringing." This kid obviously was brought up well. I'm singing no Rocky Top. Now, here's something else that I need for you to explain to me.
But the kids do resemble Tennessee fans, and nobody's wearing Tennessee gear. They're just saying a few of the kids resemble Tennessee fans because they're at their age when they're missing teeth.
At 8:01, can you help me out with a definition here? Dennis Mitchell says, "John, please don't be a snobberoo." What's a snobberoo?
I like that. That's not a real word, but it should be. I like that. Don't be a snobberoo.
What did I say about I'm just talking about Feinbaum and A.J. McCarron.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind being a U.S. senator. Did I say anything else?
Let's see.
Going today. My man Dennis. He's a best.
His comments. Missouri State. He's got Missouri State beating Arkansas State in the Frisco Bowl. Butch Jones as a coach still sucks.
That's a good lead in, Dennis. I can lead in because we're going to talk about the Phantoms Daily Dog.
How do you beat a Dennis Mitchell lead in?
Dennis Mitchell lead in here. Barry, last night, the Phantoms Daily Dog was a game that we started talking about early this morning. Actually, it was the first thing we talked about when we came on the air today.
Check the tape.
The Cure Bowl.
It's the Staff DNA.
Oh, yeah.
Cure
That's right.
Bowl
Staff
in
DNA
Orlando.
Okay, yeah, that's
Old
right.
Dominion in South Florida.
So Troy played Old Dominion this year, I believe.
Yeah, it did not go well at all.
I remember them playing Old Dominion. So I knew a little bit about ODU because of Troy playing them. I looked a little bit in, and South Florida, we've heard about them. Old Dominion catching 2.5 last night for the Phantoms Daily Dog. 2.5 point underdog. And the game kind of went back and forth, a little, wishy-washy here and there.
Yeah.
But Old Dominion was able to separate themselves from the South Florida team and win the game 24-10. As a matter of fact, you said check the tape. I believe we said yesterday Old Dominion can win the game outright, but we're going to take the 2.5 just in case. They won the game outright, 24-10. Yet another winner for the Phantoms Daily Dog. Barry, that is 11 winners out of 12 games.
How is he doing this? It's unbelievable.
11 winners out of 12 games on the Phantoms Daily Dog. So, Dennis, you're thinking to yourself, what's this got to do with me? Well, there are 2 football games tonight that I know of that'll be televised. One of them's in the NFL, Rams, Seahawks. The other one, Missouri State and Arkansas State in the, what bowl is this today?
The Xbox Bowl.
Game. Kind of sounds Xbox. Kind of
like
sounds like an
X-Mark,
adult.
yeah. It's at 8:00 tonight on ESPN.
Okay.
Where will the Phantom go amongst those 2 in the Daily Dog?
Well, Xbox game. Yeah. And what city is this game being played in?
Frisco, Texas.
Frisco, Texas. That's right. Right. So Missouri State averaged 8.8 yards on third downs this season. Have you ever heard that stat before?
I have.
Yeah.
That actually is a pretty good number, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
How about that?
that's really good.
Also, Arkansas State quarterback Jalen Rayner. You familiar with him? He's talented.
Freshman of the year in the league, not this year, but last year.
Yeah. He has been known to kind of force plays, throw balls into tight windows, things of that nature.
Throw a lot of interceptions. That's true.
52 turnovers in his 3 seasons there in Jonesboro. Yeah. But the thing I like about this matchup tonight, Barry, is the defenses for both of these teams. I think these defenses will make enough plays in this game to keep this game from being high scoring, if you know what I mean. The total is 54.5. And what was Dennis's prediction?
27-24
I think so. 27,
Missouri
24.
State, yes.
You know, Dennis, I'm really not interested on what team has 27 and what team has 24. It doesn't really matter to me. But if there's a team you want to win, I think you like Missouri State here. I'm pulling for you, Dennis. Let's take Missouri State. But this game goes under the total of 54 and a half. 51 points is about kind of where I see it landing. Boom. There's your winner. Under 54 and a half in tonight's Xbox Bowl at 8 o'clock.
11-1 in his last 12.
There you have it. The numbers do not lie.
It's
also,
like that. It's like that guy, you know, that is like in an eating contest, like the hot dog contest. Look at him, man. There's no way he can keep up this pace. I mean, you know, hey, the Phantom, it may all come crashing down, but until it does, you're going to ride the wave, right?
I mean, you're on that dice table and you're hitting point after point after point after point. There's somebody at that table going, this guy's got to crap out. I mean, there's no way. This guy's hit 11 straight numbers and you're telling me he's going to hit a 12? Okay. Those are the guys I love at the table. Keep going. Keep betting against me. Yeah. Keep doing it. So,
yeah, it's kind of like, wait a minute. Hang on. Auburn is 3-0 right now. They've beaten Baylor, Ball State, and South Alabama. Here you go. There's always that one guy who says, ain't going to last. Ain't going to last. And okay, they end up losing the next 4. So, I mean, it happens.
So there you have it. Phantom's Daily Dog under 54 and a half in tonight's bowl game.
Break.
I think I've seen this movie. It's been a while. Tuesday.
Watched a movie last night from the 80s vault, Thief.
Yep.
With James Caan, Tuesday Weld, and Jim Belushi. Are you telling me James Caan has made movies with Marlon Brando, with John Wayne, and with Jim Belushi? Another good one from Michael Mann.
Well.
Yep. The music from Tangerine Dream, kind of a prequel to Heat on YouTube. You can check that out. I mean, Heat is the one with
not to be confused with Body Heat, which was about the
totally different. I think that was William Hurt and Catherine.
Yes.
Oh, what's her name?
She used to be kind of hot back in the day, but
Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, age and weight got the better of her.
Well, she's also been sick.
Well, true.
This is Heat with De Niro and Al Pacino. So
you know what? I remember that movie. I didn't remember Tuesday Weld was in it. But hey, we like those kind of flashbacks to the past. I'd forgotten about that one.
There's some great 80s movies out there that people do not give enough credit to anymore. We'll come back and we'll give credit to the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 Topic Wheel. It's next with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Local banking expertise, the newest innovations and technology, personal attention, genuine hospitality. It's all just part of the Riverbank and Trust difference. They invite you to experience it for yourself. Welcome to banking above and beyond at Riverbank and Trust. Locations throughout the river region, locations throughout the state of Alabama. River Bank and Trust.
Building your finances doesn't happen by chance. It takes guidance tailored to your needs. That's what Synovus provides. Advice from experts you can trust. Solutions for your day-to-day life. So when it's time to make decisions, you can do so with confidence, knowing you're closer to the future you want. From basic banking to financial planning. Let's discuss what's next. Visit a Synovus branch near you. Call 888-SYNOVUS or visit synovus.com/get there to get started.
The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches.
Many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272.
You can be a winner too with Victoryland Casino's 8 days of giveaways. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. We're giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. That's right. Victoryland Casino is giving away $125,000 in free play and cash. Come play the latest and greatest games featuring exciting bonuses and huge jackpots. There's always more ways to win at Victoryland Casino. Off I-85, exit 22, Shorter, Alabama. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 15 minutes to the top of the hour. Just looking at some notes today of a feature that we're going to film today over at CBS 8 and ABC 32. It is the college football playoff preview show that will air Friday night at 6:30 before the kickoff at 7 on ABC 32. So
very nice.
Make sure to check that out. Lindsay, excuse me. I got to call my doctor. I got to get a shot today.
Nah, you'll be okay. Just,
Lindsey Bonner and myself will be bringing this to you tomorrow night, 6:30. You can watch it on CBS 8, ABC 32, CW, and MeTV. It's on 4 platforms for you to check out tomorrow night. Look, you don't need to be watching some fluff piece on College Game Day about a guy that grew up being an Oklahoma fan.
Yeah, you don't want
or something.
Some dude named Acho or some dude named Fozzie. No. This is where you're getting your info.
So you can put it on ABC 32 and just boom, we roll right into the game tomorrow at 7.
Nice.
That will be on at 6:30 tomorrow. The college football playoff preview show tomorrow on CBS 8, ABC 32.
To answer a question from Dennis Mitchell earlier, we're still trying to catch up on all of his, especially when he puts the heat on us by saying, I want you to acknowledge my comments. He called Paul Feinbaum and A.J. McCarron cowards.
Come on. Wow.
For not going through with plans to run for for political office. Well, here's the, Feinbaum has his reasons, and I think they're good reasons.
Yep.
A.J. McCarron 5 minutes ago was announced as the new head coach of the Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah, there you go, AJ.
The head coach of the Birmingham Stallions is now A.J. McCarron. I think he played for the Stallions.
Yeah.
I don't know. He played for
St. Louis Battlehawks.
That Battlehawks, that's right. AJ was planning to run for lieutenant governor of the state of Alabama. I don't think he would have won. I'm a West Allen guy. But that's the reason why he would rather coach the Birmingham Stallions than run for lieutenant governor.
Well, I think he's probably cut out better to be the coach of the Stallions. I don't know AJ. I just know him as a football player.
Yeah.
I think AJ would have been elected and thought 6 months later, what in the world did I get myself into? Why am I doing this? So I think it was the right move for AJ to get into something he knows about, loves, and has been a big part of his life. Skip Holtz stepped down, successful coach for the Stallions.
I think he wants to get back into college.
Yeah. So
college coaching, not like Thornton Mellon or something like that. He wants to get college coaching.
So I get that. I think it's a better move for AJ. There again, I just don't think he's there again. It's just my personal opinion. The eye test tells me he's not cut out for politics.
I just want him to win a championship with the Stallions, and in the locker room, him rip off his shirt and have that big old Trans Am hood tattoo still on that chest.
I don't know if his wife would have liked being the second lady of Alabama. Maybe if he was governor, maybe that's another deal. But I think that's good for AJ to move on to be a coach. Has he ever coached before?
That's my question. Like if he was going to coach, why not, get on Saban's staff or something a few years back. Anyway, we'll take a break. Now we really mean it. Coming up in a moment.
There again. If DeBoer does step down, they're going to interview A.J. McCarron?
They are not. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has Bronco Sports for $8,000 off, Broncos for $10,000 off, or take advantage of the sign and drive lease offer with $399 for 36 or 48 months and 0 down payment.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Stivers Ford of Montgomery has F-150 $16,000 off or 0% for 66 months. Even Lightnings $16,000 off or 0% for 75 months, and Super Duties $12,000 off.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
At Dixie Overhead Door, we specialize in top-quality garage door solutions for homes across Alabama and Georgia. In need of a garage door repair or a brand new garage door installation, our expert team delivers fast, reliable service with local expertise that you can trust, providing customized solutions and exceptional care every step of the way. Visit us today at DixieOverheadDoor.com and experience the Dixie difference.
Okay, here we are. 10 minutes to go until the top of the hour. Woo, jeez. And I think it's 6 today. Yep. 6 topics on the Victoryland 777 topic wheel, brought to you by Gurn Jr. He comes up with these topics. He does not let us know what these are. We're seeing these for the first time, just as you are. So we kind of got to work on the fly here, because sometimes Gurn Jr. will throw us a curveball where we think we know what the topic's about, and then it's sometimes something completely different.
And most of the time, we work better on the fly.
Sure. I agree.
All right,
Yes.
Here we go. First one, icing up.
Icing, it got to be hockey. Got to be.
Yeah.
Got to be hockey.
The Winter Classic. Wait a minute. The Panthers and the Rangers are going to play an outdoor game in Miami? Miami doesn't get hot. I mean, doesn't get cold.
No.
I mean, I lived in Central Florida my whole youth until before I saw snow. 77 in Miami on Wednesday. They are having to bring 2 mobile refrigeration units to. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's coming up January the 2nd, so it's still a little ways away. And people say, well, why do you have hockey in Miami and Tampa anyway? You got all those snowbirds, you know. Unfortunately, in some of those NHL franchises in Florida, they depend on those Canadian people to come watch their games.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's why the Canadian people moved to Miami, is because they hate hockey.
They hate hockey.
They ain't
you know, Barry,
showing up.
speaking of ice rinks, I did not know this. Maybe I should be out and about a little bit more. I was at an event last Friday night out at the Whitewater Park here in Montgomery. Beautiful facility.
Oh, it's awesome.
They have an ice skating rink there. I
They
did not
do.
know that. I mean, all
Yeah,
these
they
people are
do.
out there ice skating, and they got little fire pits off to the side. You can sit around and warm up. And I thought, wow, that's a really neat idea. I'm glad they're doing that. A lot of folks are
Troy
taking
had
advantage of it.
Troy football has had a couple of, team building exercises out there at Whitewater, but that's just going actually through the Whitewater. But a couple of the players were saying, man, they got an ice rink here, and nobody knows how to ice skate, but that was pretty cool. Pardon the pun. All right,
it was good.
Here we go.
Let's
Keep it
spin
going.
away. Zip that wheel.
That's a good
Spin.
one, Gurn. I like that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Outdoor
I wasn't
ice hockey
expecting
in
that one.
Miami. Sure.
It's gonna be that rink might get a little slippery, wet.
No
Melting.
banners.
No banners. Come on. What do you mean no banners?
Oh, yeah. The Knicks, they won the NBA Cup the
Yeah.
other day. Who knows who they won against? I think it was the Warriors.
It was the Spurs.
Yeah, the in-season NBA tournament, which means diddly poo.
You know, Barry,
And, you get an NBA Cup championship banner. The Knicks, to their everlasting credit, John, say, we ain't putting that banner up.
is that kind of like a football coach giving his team SEC Western Division championship rings?
I was wondering, will there be a banner at a certain, I'll play the game, at a certain school that says SEC regular season champions 2025?
No.
All hail the New York Knicks for saying, If you make us, I guess we will. But why in the heck would we put an in-season tournament banner up? We are trying to win the NBA championship.
Nor will there be a banner college football playoff participant. Now, in basketball, you see NCAA tournament 2005. So what? There were 64 other teams that made it too.
You also see NIT 1986 or whatever.
When I take over for Greg Byrne, those are coming down.
Along with the doubles tennis championship, doubles women's tennis championship.
Oh, they can have that over there at the Sarah Patterson Pavilion where they recognize all those other sports.
For those of you listening on Spotify, he just made air quotes with his fingers on other sports. All right, so there you go. All credit to the Knicks. That's a good move.
Do it. All right. The NBA Cup. Is that a new athletic supporter? That's a good one. I like that. It's a good one.
The Indiana Bears. This could be a thing, although I think this is just for leverage. You know, the Bears have been playing at Soldier Field for like 100 years.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It's right on Lake Michigan. That's the bad news, is it's right on Lake Michigan. It's number one, you got the wind coming in off Lake Michigan, which is brutal. You got the temperatures, which come off Lake Michigan, which is brutal. And because it's on Lake Michigan, you can only get to the stadium from one direction.
Not good.
Lake Michigan. So the parking and the entrance and egress is horrible. They're talking about taking bids from Northwest Indiana, like Gary, Indiana. Somewhere near South Bend or something like that. They ain't gonna. Arlington Park is where they're looking at in the Chicagoland area, but they ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna move the. I mean, I know that the Jets and the Giants play in New Jersey, and I know that the Commanders play in Maryland, although they're about to, move back to D.C. But there ain't no way the city of Chicago is going to let the Bears move to Indiana.
Is Phillip Rivers really starting Monday night for the Colts?
He's starting again, yeah. Phillip Rivers is a grandfather. Phillip Rivers, he's got kids. You think Longshore has the range of children. He's got kids ranging from 23. He's got 10 kids.
Yeah.
23 ranging from, he's got 10 ranging from 23 to 2.
Wow, that is a range.
Because he started the other night, he now is eligible for 5 more years of NFL funded life insurance. Health insurance.
Sure.
For his family and for 10 kids. That's a lot. But he also, I think, is the first guy to ever start an NFL game who's already been on an NFL Hall of Fame ballot because he was eligible this year.
That's exactly
now
right.
That's got to kick back another 5 years before he's eligible again because he's now an official.
Well, I'm nowhere close to him. Number 5 child will be 18 next week.
Number 1 child is
30. Number 5 child is
we go
17,
10 years
about to
between
be
my
18.
older sister and my younger brother Mike, and that's a lot. So there you go. All right.
Tough. All right.
All
3
right,
to go. Let's
3
see
left.
what we got. Yellow, blue, and red are left on the Gurn Junior Victoryland 777 topic wheel. Open 24/7, 365. You can be a winner at Victoryland. Dinosaurs. Is this Philip? Is this PM? Wonder what this one's about. Ooh. Uh-oh. Don't let the environmental wackos know this.
Now, where are the Winter Olympics? The Winter Olympics are going to be in here. Hang on. Let me
look at all those.
Give me a moment to read. I don't even know.
I don't either. I'm not sure where the Winter Olympics are.
All right. Yeah, moving up a little bit. Where are the Winter Olympics? Are they in France or something? They're in Switzerland, I guess.
Yeah, Switzerland.
I don't know.
The Swiss border. We know it's somewhere near the Swiss border.
Anyway, there's a bunch of dinosaur bones.
Uh-oh.
And of course, the big question there is, and they're thinking, are we going to have to move it? And I go, the big question there, and I'm going to ask it where John can is, so what?
Yeah, big
Who
deal.
cares? I mean,
Those
it's only
dinosaurs
been
have
like
been gone
150
for
years before we even know there was the existence of dinosaurs.
Yeah. Come on.
So,
What's the big deal?
Yeah. Anyway, the Winter Olympics are somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
There you go.
And then the Summer Olympics are in LA. I think I heard Trump talking about that last night. 2028, maybe?
You watched a presidential address rather than watching Louisiana and Delaware in college football.
Not all of it. I did watch pieces of it.
He's talking about the presidential address.
Yeah,
Certainly
I watched
not
bits
the
and
football
pieces
game.
of it.
Yeah.
And then I flipped back and I mentioned Hannity had Katie Britton, a couple of other panel senators on with him, and I listened to that for a minute as well. Okay.
All right.
2 more to go. We can squeeze them in. Let's do it. Spin away. See what we got here on the Victoryland 777 topic. We're blue and red. Go figure. No way.
Yep. Here we go. Let's get it
They're
cranked.
warming up in the green room, I think.
We may have to cut it short here.
Could be. I don't know. We're having
close to the top of the
they're not cooperating with us today.
Oh, well.
These topics, Barry, get an attitude. They have a mind of their own.
So we'll close it out there with the Victoryland 777 topic wheel
We'll save
presented
those
by
for tomorrow.
777 Casino, exit 22 of I-85 in Shorter, Alabama. We'll hold that off. Many thank yous to Jason Caldwell, AuburnUndercover.com, Rodney Ortider, Insider.com. Joining us on a Thursday. Tomorrow, it's game day in the college football playoff, and Longshore and McKnight will be on the road.
Stivers Ford in Montgomery is where we'll be located. So come by and see our good friends there at Stivers, and they can get that vehicle for you in your driveway by Christmas. Also tomorrow, Barry, the Phantom 4 will be back after a week hiatus. Lee Sterling with his bowl extravaganza, and Ralph Michaels from Wager Talk and the Gold Sheet will join us as well. And we'll get those last 2 topics tomorrow, along with probably 3 or 4 others as well. And looking forward to it. Going to be a good day to kick off. Well, how many times do we have a show and there's a Alabama or Auburn game that day? That's kind of
not
neat.
very often. Well, how many times does Alabama ever sully their fingers and they're playing in a weekday anyway? He's John. I'm Barry. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.